All right, so for this assignment, I wanted to tell the story of my grandmother, my mom's mom. We call her Bubby, which is Yiddish for grandma. And I just kind of wanted to show where she's lived in her life. So she was born in Brooklyn right here. And it's funny, we'd always hear growing up, oh yeah, she was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens. And it's funny, even though she hasn't lived there for a very long time, she still kind of has the accent sometimes, specifically with some of the words that she says, and it's funny to hear. And then my mom will talk like that sometimes. But yeah, anyway, so born in Brooklyn, and I think she moved to Queens when she was a toddler. So she lived there until she was 18, and then she kind of worked in Manhattan. Kind of in her late teens, that's what she did. And then when she was 18, she decided to move to New Mexico. And I'm not sure what made her pick New Mexico, but that's where she went. Specifically, at the top, you can kind of see Rio Rancho. That's where they lived. That's where she met my mom's dad, who I don't like very much, but at least he donated sperm, right? So that's where my mom and that's where her sister were born, right there. Yeah, but they didn't live there for super long. Once my mom was born, my mom left there when she was about a year old, and they moved to San Jose, California. And there was quite a few places that they moved in California, so I didn't really want to show the map for each of them because they're all kind of close together anyways. But so once they got to California, they did move around quite a bit. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but my grandma was definitely the free-spirited hippie type. They lived in a van for a while, so that was her thing. So she moved from San Jose to Sunnyvale to Santa Clara to Mountain View to Santa Clara again, and then to Fremont, and that's where she's at right now. That's where my parents met. That's where I was born and everything. I only lived there for about a year as well until we moved to Oregon. But yeah, so that Fremont was kind of a central place, and I'll scroll up and show you right here. So it's right above it. So all of those places that I mentioned are kind of like in the same area. But yeah, those are all the places that she lived. And I thought it was something that was really interesting to me is that she had been kind of such a free spirit and moving around and everything. And then once she found her church and her community in Fremont, there's a church that she still goes to today, she kind of just stopped and she kind of stayed in place. And I think that definitely speaks to finding your people and finding where you feel like you belong. But I think she definitely passed on the gene of wanting to travel and wanting to get out and maybe being a little free-spirited, a little hippie-like. So yeah, that's the migration story of my grandma.